So that's just to be careful on the words, like overspend or you over improve in the sense of like, I think there's times when I've gone over budget, right? But spending that extra 20 grand or 10 grand is really just, it includes a handful of things I was gonna have to do in the next 3 years. So I'm just kind of fast forwarding some of those expenses. Or I'm putting money in where I'm not going to get nickel and dime, where I decide like, we just got to rip out all the plumbing and get the copper in there because that's got nickel and dime me on a few $1,000s in work orders in the next couple of years. Like that sounds more like what you're doing is you're kind of just setting yourself up. I'm not trying to justify it, but there's going over budget because you miscalculated and you did it, but you're trying to over improve, if anything, for the sake of the neighborhood, it sounds more like.
Well, that's part of it, yes. And then the other part is I don't want to be constantly having to go back and fix. I remember my dad was constantly every weekend he's fixing something, and I'll tell you, I probably learned from his mistakes in that he was just jerry-rigged everything and not properly fixing it. And in the long run, we got to go back, and I think my time is very valuable. So I rather do a good job now. And I do believe that the way things are going, prices are going to continue to go up. So if I spend the money now, it's probably going to save me a couple of years down the line because everything's just material, and some of the costs are still they're going to continue to go up.
It's gone down now, but I remember when wood went up really high a couple of years ago, and everyone that put off that $15,000 porch, and then now the city came and tagged them, and they're paying 27 for that porch during that spike. Like that was a dramatic example of what you're saying.
Yeah. It's also kind of, this is one of the like side effects from everyone out there teaching, hey, this is how you bury your property, right? Try to get in for X amount and refi it all out. One of the side effects is people try to fit everything into that model. Well, here's my ARV, so what rehab can I do where I can pull out my money? Which that shouldn't be the way you go about things, right? You got to watch the rehab, you got to be careful, but you shouldn't try to back in that number if you're going to hold this thing long term. If you're flipping, yes, that makes complete sense. But when you're holding things, you can defer a few things, but you shouldn't be sacrificing just to say you were able to pull out 80%, 90% or whatever of the money that you put in on day one. Like we look too much at day one, right, of that refinance as opposed to what does this mean for a 3-year, 5-year, 10-year period if you're holding this long term.